Welcome to Starvara, the next generation AAA mobile battle royale, where every fight and every victory carries real value. Powered by VRX, Starvara takes play to earn to the next level. Earn, wager, dominate. Every match fuels an ever-evolving in-game economy, where your skill pays off. Drop into the flagship Battle Royale mode. Test your might in 1 versus 1 duels. Squad up across open lobbies, or face cosmic legends in epic boss battle challenges. This isn't just survival, it's domination. Rise through the ranks, crush the leaderboards, and battle for glory in the grand USDT tournament. Earn VRX utility tokens and stake your claim in the stars. And soon, take it further with the Starvara Companion D app. Stake your VRX and earn your share of 30% of in-game sales in USDT. Starvara Battle Royale. Conquer the stars.
Hey, hello. What is going on, everybody? Hope you enjoyed that trailer there. If you couldn't guess, we're going to be showcasing Starvara here on Friday's Hangout. We haven't had one of these in a while here, but perfect game to feature. I know a bunch of you guys are already competing and playing. I'm seeing a lot of people in chat saying we're looking for some tips on how to dominate here. So thank you all for joining. Seeing some familiar faces there. Shout out to Labu for streaming in Discord there. I see Ninji, Wahadini, Halia, Sakura. Yeah. Good to see you all here. But why don't we bring on my man Flippy from the Starvara team. Flippy, how are you, bud?
Hello. I'm good, thanks. And you?
Yeah, I am doing good here. Early morning for me and afternoon for you over there.
Getting to late afternoon, yeah.
So I'm very excited to have you on here. I I'm a very big fan of the battle royale genre. I know a lot of our community is a big fan too, but you guys have a twist, right? Like most people are used to FPSs. This is more, I don't know how to describe it because I guess it's kind of FPS like, but you're flying around.
It is 100% very FPS like, but it is starship to starship, spaceship to spaceship combat. That is all it is. No first person. Run and gun things. You're a spaceship, you shoot other spaceships, you have fun doing so, and you earn VRX doing so.
Exactly. It is bringing back the play to earn ethos here, which is again very near and dear to the YGG community heart. We got our start in Axie, which really publicized play to earn, but it's been a bumpy ride. So we're seeing what the next big game will be to really pop off with play to earn, and you guys are doing some big things out the gate with a $10,000 USD tournament, right?
Correct. Yeah, that is our season 1 tournament. We thought we'd start it off with a bang, as they say, and $10,000 prize pool. Get up enough on the leaderboard and you get your share of it.
Exactly, that's right. So it's not just one person taking it home, that $10,000. It's going to be split up, but we can dive into those details a little bit after. First, I always like to dive into intros from our guests and then maybe a little bit about Starvara itself and how it came to be. So Flippy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'm a senior game developer on Starvara. I've been there for a bit now. I've been one of the relatively more recent additions to the team. But I work a lot on mostly what you see pretty much, your actual mobile game code, kind of at the forefront of that. If you see it, I've worked on it, basically, as I like to tell everyone. So that's what I do. I go through a lot of the little fixes that or suggestions that people have on how to make things even better than they already are. So that guy that makes those things work, that's me.
So if there's any bugs or problems with the game, you're also the guy that's there
Correct.
to fix
it. Yes. If it is front-end related, if it's about something you see or the experience while you're playing it on the phone, that goes through me.
That is all you. Well, do you know a little bit about the history of Starvara then? I know you said you're a little bit new to the
Yeah.
team itself, but how.
So I've been around Starvara kind of through the entirety of its development course, not necessarily always as a let's call it like a member that contributed, to the dev team. I've only started doing that around a year ago at this point. But I've kind of seen it from its inception, from how it started, where it's got to now, the plans that it has for the future. It's come a great long way from the first time I've ever seen it. I think it's been a great journey so far, great progress, and we'll keep pushing to make it even better.
Excellent. Well, we actually already have a question from the audience, which is it's actually not very often that we have a lot of people asking questions. Most games are pretty straightforward. But Sakura here wants to know, is there going to be a spectator mode later on? Mainly when you die, if you can spectate players. I know a lot of other games have that. Has your team been entertaining that?
Yeah, so that is an idea that we've been looking into for a relatively long while, which, albeit, does not mean 2 years. But it's been an idea that's been floated around. It's something we're looking into. We're specking it out. We're kind of assessing what the best course of action would be for something of the sort, and then we'll have to draw some conclusions. But it is definitely something that we're taking a closer look at on whether it is feasible, priority, all of that. But it is in the plans.
How long has the game itself been like? I guess you're in pretty much your official launch phase now, right? Like how long has that phase been? Has that essentially just launched now, or?
Yes, so this marks, well, the tournament, not really tournament, the season, let's call it, marks kind of the big official full season big launch tournament for the game. There's a lot in terms of features, even quality of life improvements, that we're still planning on adding to the future. The game is not per se a complete, this is how it's going to be for the rest of eternity kind of state. But it is definitely at a launch stage. So technically, even though it's not, your full, will never receive anything but quality of life updates, it is definitely in a let's call it very solidly fleshed out state for its current targets.
Mm-hmm. And so you guys are on Android and iOS, which is great to see. So very mobile friendly. Do you guys have any plans on releasing like a web version or a PC version?
So a web version is currently not in the works. A PC version isn't in the works either, but there are things we've looked at previously that I cannot comment on whether they might or might not happen.
Okay.
But that we have taken a look at and are possibly still taking a look at.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm here to pick your brain because I know some of the community might not be asking it, but there are some people that are playing games like Eve Frontiers, right, which is another very spaceship heavy game, and I can already tell that some of them are thinking, I'd love to be able to play on PC and actually use a joystick, like an actual flight joystick. So wanted to see there. So couldn't quite extract any leaks there, but it seems like there is something as a
It was a
developer
very
there.
good attempt.
Okay, why don't we dive quickly into the quests that we have going on before we go into gameplay? And guys, there is private modes, right? I didn't dive too much into the private modes or anything like that, but is there a private mode where maybe I can try and pull some of the YGG players into a match itself?
Yeah, so there is a way you can create a lobby through the find match option on your play page in the game. It lets you host a lobby, then anyone can join. Technically, it's not private per se,
Okay,
but it is a lobby that people can join nonetheless if they're aware of it. They can click on it.
perfect.
You can set up a password for them to join as well, even though I guess divulging it would kind of go against the point of
defeat
setting a
the
password to
purpose.
begin with. But yeah.
Well, we'll give that a try really soon. So guys, if you want to most likely destroy me in game, prepare for that. We will set up a lobby. I'll drop the link and password in Discord as well as on stream here. So boot up Starvara and we will dive right into it or fly right into it after this. But for now, let's go into some of these quests here that we have going on. So, as we said, you have that $10,000, I guess, pool for leaderboards here, but we also have a campaign going on with you in the YGG questing platform here as well, right?
Correct.
And this goes all the way till March 14th. So people have got a decent amount of time to participate here and win their share of the $500 USD prize pool outside of the $10,000 prize pool that you guys have going on. And it's pretty straightforward, right? You register, you complete the tutorials, you drop in this this code, and then you've got daily quests and weekly quests, right?
Yeah. As the name would say, daily refreshes daily, weekly refreshes weekly.
Yes. And this is
Yeah.
all tied to like API related stuff, so
Yeah.
should be pretty easy to go. And then we've got, so it's a random raffle distribution. We're not looking directly at people, winning games or anything like that. We just want people to participate, right?
Yeah.
Outside of that, we will go into the actual leaderboard stuff or the for the prize pool itself in game, which people will also be participating in, which is awesome, right? So you can participate in the YGG quests while grinding up that leaderboard for part of the pot there. So
Exactly.
let me stop sharing this. Pretty straightforward, right? 3 winners will get $50 USD each, 10 winners of 25, and then 10 winners of $10. So straightforward. Again, if you're playing today, you'll grind out some of these quests as well. So I'm going to stop sharing that, and I want to share my other screen, which is what I'm excited for, which is always playing the game. So pop that down here. I am going to flip over to BlueStacks, which I am playing. We want to preface that the game is not made for BlueStacks, so there could be issues, but I think that is almost every game that tries to use emulators.
Exactly. That is the average emulator experience.
100%. So, Flippy, where should we dive into first? Do you want to maybe
All right.
talk?
I think getting into it is kind of the most important things when it comes to games like this, in my opinion. There is a tutorial which perhaps, if it's anyone's first time downloading and playing the game, I think they should play first. It'll give them good basics for the game, but you don't have to do that on stream. Classic tutorial, we go through it one by one. It'll teach you to play, how things work exactly, but at the end of the day, it's quite simple. You shoot other players die. Ideally, they don't shoot you first, and in doing so, do that enough times and you win. So to dive into a game, I would say if you want a bot game, I would click the quick match button on the right, and if quick play, and if you want to play with other players and make a lobby and have them join, then find match is your way to go. Or a 1v1 if you explicitly want to do a 1v1 with another player.
Maybe not. I wanna make sure my chances are as high as possible. So if I want to make a private lobby, you said find match.
Find match, yes.
Host
lobby. Set a name for it.
YGG Hangout. That should make it simple. Okay, host session.
Host session. Perfect. People should now be able to join.
Perfect. So guys, if you are down to play, join that lobby. Now, if I back out here, will that
it will get you out the lobby?
But will the lobby stay live? Or I guess not, because I'm the host, right?
You're the host, correct.
Okay. Let's see people filter in. Now, can't go to the hangar right now, but while we wait for people to drop into the lobby, um, if there is anybody, let's see in chat first, guys. If the lobby doesn't start filling up, and I'm assuming this won't populate with bots for the remaining 30. That
No, if you want to play with bots, you have to play the quick play mode.
okay. Um, I think for the time being, because I see a lot of people chatting, but I don't know if they can play while watching the stream. So I'm gonna back out. That way we can actually get some commentary and tips out the gate.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to
So
quick
quick
play
play.
right out the match. We'll see here. Okay, so now we are in the ship hangar, and what are we looking at here?
Correct. So this is the ship hangar. You select your ships as you play. You will earn ships. You will also be able to select things like your skin, your weapons. Skins you also get in boxes or crates, call them whatever you want to call them, which you can buy in the store. Both also for the VRX you earn a game. My favorite ship, personally, is the Hornet. The acceleration is great. Fits my playstyle perfectly, but it is quite down the unlock line. It might take you a little bit to get there. That being said, the Viper's a great start. It's the ship you usually start with. It's a good all-rounder. Doesn't necessarily excel at anything specifically, but that's not always what you want. Guns-wise, purely up to preference. I love the kinetic gun. Shoots fast, not too hard. The railgun's another great option on the opposite side of the spectrum. Shoots slow, but hits very hard. But if you want to give the kinetic gun a try, I'd highly recommend it. Finally, I find it extremely satisfying.
Okay, that's exactly what we'll do. We're gonna drop in with a Viper and a kinetic gun, which I haven't used yet. And then I guess I don't have any modules to
You
use.
do not have modules. You will get those through the game, through your time playing the game. You get them through again upgrade boxes as well as skins. And those will give you a boost to different things, whether that's your thrusters, your shields, anything of the sort. They will help you on the battlefield. Even though I guess calling it battlefield in space is probably not the right terminology, but battle space.
It's funny. Somebody in chat said the same thing. What do they call it? What is the idea? Okay, let's see how I do. So I love that it shows where people are. That person is just getting wrecked and they're dead. So that's one person. Okay, I got the kill. And so what are we looking like up top? This is my stats here. When it says 39.
Yes. So the top left red bar, health bar, standard game logic, right? The blue bar is your shields. Once your shields are depleted, your health starts going down. It is a battle royale where the zone closes on itself. Similar to think games like Fortnite, anything of the sort. The timer for that is also in the top left. There's a kill feed, like most PvP games nowadays. And the numbers you see at the top, the 26 and the 2 in this moment, the 2 is the number of kills you've gotten in the game. So basically the amount of players, or in this case bots, you've kicked out of the game. And the other number is the amount that are left still alive. The idea is once that number of players still alive goes to 1 and you're still there to see it, you've won the game.
Very simple to understand. Anybody familiar with battle royales will understand that.
Indeed.
Okay, we're looping around. Now, is there any way to know if it's an actual player versus a,
So there are no bots in multiplayer mode. That's also something done out of fairness for the tournament. We don't want to let people exploit bot lobbies to gain an unfair advantage against people that are playing against actual players and things of the sort. So if you play with players, you will earn points that get you higher on the leaderboard. If you play with bots, it's great for leveling yourself up, doing things of the sort, but you will not be getting VRX out of it.
And that
That is
multiplayer mode, so we'll go back into this after, but that multiplayer mode that we were looking at, or the tournament mode, do you need like a code or something to get into it? Because I don't think
yeah.
I had access out the gate.
So yeah, so you do need a pass. There is a 1 month and a 1 year pass, as far as I'm aware. At kind of classic, if you get the yearly one, you get it for a better price. Sorry, yearly or 3 month. Now you're making me question myself. I believe it is yearly though. I stand to be corrected. You can take a look after the game, but I believe it is yearly. And if you have that, you have access to the tournament, the season tournament. Once the season's over, we double check everyone's points. We make sure everyone's legit, and then you get your payout. So I do believe, however, that for YGG specifically, we have given a number of players access to a code they can redeem that gives them a free 1 month, I believe it is, of let's call it premium of this pass, that lets them compete and start ranking higher on the leaderboard and making their way up, without having to buy the pass for the first 30 days.
That's what that code was for, I'm guessing.
Correct.
After you complete the tutorial, so make sure you
Oh,
guys.
no, not for the tutorials. The tutorials don't give you the pass. I believe that was in collaboration with YGG thing that
Oh, okay.
we have done before. Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean on our quest page. I think after
On your quest page, yeah, and I meant not through the game, but
yeah,
through the quest page, yes.
exactly. So I
Yeah.
think you got to complete the tutorials. After you've done that, it will allow you to claim
Yes.
a special code.
Yeah. So I just wanted to make it clear that it was, for the YGG members, not for anyone who downloads the game.
Yep, 100%. Well, somehow there's still 14 people left. As I get shot.
Big man.
It is. It is. It's hard to do commentary and fly around too. Like you get disoriented pretty quick when it comes to flying around.
Yeah.
The kinetic weapons work really well though.
Yeah, I find them extremely satisfying because they shoot very fast. It's almost therapeutic to some extent.
Yeah. Now, does a railgun have like way more range? I know it's got a slower fire speed, higher damage, but does it have more
the
range?
railgun? Yeah. So all guns have different stats. Some lock on a bit further, some lock on a bit closer. Some shoot faster, some shoot slower, harder, weaker. It's a matter of making sure that kind of regardless of what you pick, it's equally balanced for your play style. A player that doesn't like using a railgun will not have as good a time using the railgun as they would using a gun that fits their play style more. So it's all very much about just playing the game and finding out what the way you like to play. Similar to in games like, again, to do the example with FPS, shooters and battle royales, it's about finding the gun you like to use for the way you like to play. Similar to that.
Are you seeing any metas form, like ship and weapon combos?
I can say we have definitely seen some strong combos. I don't know if necessarily giving them away is the best course of action, because part of the fun is the discovery, what they say. But if I can give some hints, I would say that fast and shoot fast, so move fast, shoot fast, is a great combo. And if you go look at the codex on the main menu and see what ships go fast and what guns shoot fast, I'm sure you can figure it out quickly.
Maybe that's why you were recommending what you were recommending.
the kinetic gun because it shoots fast, and the Hornet because it accelerates fast.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a pickup, but that's a weapon pickup. I just grabbed.
Yes. So if you pick up, there's pickups all around the game. There's both weapon pickups in different tiers. There's your tier 1, 2, 3. I believe it goes up to 4. And they're also different color coded. And as well, there you go. As repair droids, if you're in a fight and you need to repair, you tap the repair droids button. They'll do their magic. You'll get repaired quickly. And sometimes, when you get in a fight, especially if it's against other players, and it's very, very close as to who's going to kill who, and you have a set of repair droids, they can make a difference, that's for sure. That's the highest level weapon.
Ooh. So this should give me an edge. Now, those pickups, do you find anywhere around the map, or are you looking for like buildings or clusters?
Yeah, so they are generally focused in higher density around what you would consider points of interest, like, big things that catch your eye, whether it's the big central asteroid or some more intricate looking ruins or points where you see brighter colors or stuff of the sort. But I don't always advise going to those places first things in the game, because that's what a lot of other players also tend to think. Go where the good loot is. And sometimes going where the good loot is becomes a race to who can just simply get the loot first and then kill everyone else.
Yeah, because I'm assuming these weapon upgrades give you quite an edge, or the repair guns.
Especially if it's a difference, between a level 1 and a level 5, you're gonna see it, and more importantly, you're gonna feel it.
Is that person outside the circle? They look pretty close. Nope, not quite.
Not quite. If they were, they would die quite quick. I think you're just out of range because you're not locking on. There it is.
Cooldown. Cooldown's quick though on that.
Yeah. Perks of high level guns.
I gotta say, I think I would much rather have an upgraded kinetic gun than the laser gun. Laser gun does lots of damage, but does not shoot for very long.
Yeah.
What would be your second pick? Would it be the railgun or?
Ooh, I think my second pick would probably be the railgun, but with a really tanky ship. The name escapes me now. I think it's the Terrapin. I believe it's called. That would probably be a good thing to mix with the railgun, because then you got the time to hit them, and you're gonna hit them hard, but also you got enough health that it lets you have enough time on your side to kind of wait for the railgun to reload and then shoot another salve. But
does the railgun usually have like a pretty... Oop, that guy's...
You're actually about to win by one of the bots not having flown back into the circle fast enough, it seems. Or do they just make it out of it?
Looks like they might be skirting the edge. I don't know. Let me push into the center here. Oh, the circle is getting pretty small. Oh.
He's almost dead. Shoot him. You can do it.
There we go.
There you go. Perfect.
They were skirting the edge of the circle. So after you complete a match, even if it's with bots, right, you're going to get your XP, which should be to level up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. There we go. Okay.
Perfect.
We're back there.
Yeah, there's something else I would like to point out on the screen. That is exactly what I was actually going to say. So you went to the perfect place before me even saying it, which is your ship hangar. You don't just see it, when you're searching for a game or you want to queue for a game. You can do things here, check things out, see how it affects your stats, see what you have unlocked, and all of that. And also check your progress, of course, with XP on a ship. That is pretty much what you get to do on the hangar. The next big thing is the inventory. If you go back to the main menu, when you create a new account, you get 2 upgrade vaults. If you open the drop vaults, which is kind of the term we use for crates or boxes in the game, you can get, oh wow, look at that. That's really good. You get basically, let's call them power ups or upgrades to your ship, right? So you can open a second one, and you'll then be able to use these to kind of gain an advantage. And these 2 upgrade vaults are kind of a freebie from us to the players as a let's see your luck, go ahead and have fun.
So was that like purple there pretty good?
That purple was pretty good, not gonna lie.
I guess
So there you go. That's an ignition core. That's going to give you extra acceleration at the cost of some max speed. This is a BlueStacks thing, unfortunately.
yeah.
I believe it would be under hull. The other one, there it is. This one's going to give you more health regen. And it's, however, going to give you some health decrease. So it's a bit of a trade-off. In a lot of these things, they're going to be trade-offs. So again, it's kind of a matter of you trying things out, seeing what works for you. It's not always that, putting the highest level things you have in every slot is the best course of action, because maybe all of them take part of your HP away. And in that case, you might deal a lot of damage, but the moment someone comes around the corner and hits you once, you're not going to be having a good time.
Well, we might as well give it a try and equip it. Yeah, so how do you earn more of those crates per se then?
All right, so you can go to if you go to the store page. Well, first thing that we should probably clarify is you earn VRX in game by playing online multiplayer modes. That means the 1v1 or the find match lobbies mode. You do not get it through bots. If once you do play those multiplayer modes, depending on how you rank in the game, whether you win it second, third, whatever position, you can earn VRX. And with that VRX, you can go back to the store, go to the VRX store, and you can buy crates there. So it's the furthest right, I believe. There you go. For VRX, you can even buy skins directly with that VRX. You do not need to cash buy them, per se. You can earn them in game through earning your VRX, spending it here. If you click on one of those boxes, it'll let you see what's inside all of them, each of them. I believe that's a BlueStacks thing, because it's a purchase and whatnot. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. You'll see it through there. You'll see their skins. There's also upgrades and VRX amounts you can get. There's a bunch of stuff. Some upgrade boxes, I believe you have a chance of also dropping in game. I'm not sure whether that's still a thing in Season 1. I know it was a thing before Season 1. I would have to double check on that. So don't shoot the messenger in this case, I guess. But
oh, and there's different abilities too. Do you have to pick those up while you're playing, or is that something that also?
So so these generally are things you find while playing the game. It's the same to what do you call it? Those guns you found earlier, right? The upgrades in the game and the repair droids, similar to that, same kind of vibe. You get these, pick them up, you can use them. If you scroll down, I believe, the mine drop, that's also cool. And the power ups as well on the next page, I believe. These are repair droids you pick up in game as well that we spoke about just now. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Some of them are very rare.
Yeah, I was gonna say like somebody in chat was asking like where do you get them? Because I guess they haven't really seen a bunch of them, but they have
Yeah,
seen
some of
codexes.
some of them are very rare. The Terrapin is that other ship over there that I said is very good if you want to use a railgun, because those hit points are a lot.
Yes, they are huge, but I guess you'll be pretty slow.
Yes, you are very slow.
And yes, the Viper is all around.
Yeah, it's a classic good starter ship. It's very solid. I've played with a Viper for a long time before switching to something else.
Excellent. I think enter code. I
That is
might
where you
use.
would redeem the code that you get after completing the tutorials on the YGG side. You put your code there, you get your month. Oh, I think you clicked hanger.
Oh, oh.
This might be a BlueStacks
I
thing with
think
your
it's gonna be a
resolution,
blue
but
stack thing. Yeah. We'll give that a try after. I was going to
okay.
try and jump in here. Somebody else is asking about this because I don't think we went over this. So what's the solo mode here?
Right. So this is a relatively new addition to the game. It's one of the more recent, let's call them big features that got added before the season. And it's effectively boss battles. Think of it as a boss battle. The way that these work, I will warn you in advance, it is extremely difficult for the first time you try it, and probably the second, and maybe even the third. Uh, the idea is there's, at least in this boss battle, there's a big ship um, with plenty of both defense and attack. It has some weak points. You attack the weak points, get rid of them one by one. Slowly, the fight evolves, kind of similarly to how boss fights in games generally evolve. The ship changes the way it attacks, the form in which it attacks. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. Eventually, you get through enough of those layers and enough of that complexity that you defeat the ship, and you get XP reward. You get quite a bit of ship XP in exchange. So it's a great way to level it up, and also a great way to flex, because honestly, it's tough. There's more boss battles in the, let's call it, the design concept and design stage. It's definitely something we'll be looking to more than likely expand on, hence why it was added relatively recently. But I find them fun. I find them extremely fun. They're just very, very tough.
And you guys obviously plan on adding more, right?
Yes. Yeah. The first one is kind of a, let's call it a quote unquote test run to see what people think about it. If, people like the mode, people play the mode. Also gather, feedback from the players to kind of hear, what they like, what they don't like. And also take the community feedback back with us kind of to the drawing board and seeing how best to proceed from there.
And do you think there'll ever be like kind of a raid mode where maybe it's not just solo, but you'll actually have a bigger boss and maybe have other people fighting?
I will not comment on that. No comment.
Okay, speaking of other developmental stuff, we've got well, I won't say question, but more of a suggestion from Prodigy here. Shout out to Prodigy, one of our OG community members. He wants to know if you've ever thought about adding like the choice to have maybe two weapons in game. Like if you pick one up to switch, maybe you've got a railgun and a kinetic gun, but you can switch between the two of them.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things, including the idea of gun switching and stuff of the sort, that we've considered. Um, the plan at the moment is to keep it relatively simple and streamlined. There's a lot of things that we're designing around and designing for future seasons, stuff of the sort. So it's something we'll definitely look at and think about. It's not something that no one's ever thought of on the team, but we'll have to see through our whole design process which things end up getting implemented and which not. But it is definitely something that we'll keep an eye on, and we'll keep testing with and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the big things. Like, even though the game is launched, right? The amazing thing with Web3 and that is communities are so, closely linked. If there are suggestions and the devs think it's a good idea, you never know, it might get added in a different season, right?
Yeah, it's the whole idea of battle royales as well in general is they're ever evolving games, and generally when they stay stagnant too long, that's not good. New things will come with new seasons, new content, new features or reworks as well. If some things maybe we decide that design wise there's better ways of doing it. Um, so yeah, we'll keep it in consideration, and we'll have to see what future seasons bring.
I did not like that other weapon at
Yeah, the
all.
railgun is it's a tough gun to play with. It really needs to fit your play style. I think if you go in out, like you do a flyby, hit them once, do another flyby, hit them another time, flyby again, then it works great. But for long bursts, you're not going to be having a good time.
I think
Um,
I think there I was using okay, there we go. I'm gonna try and fly around and find one of these bigger power-ups here if I can. But I was using, I think it was called the plasma bolt or something.
the when you were shooting that guy standing still.
Yes,
Oh,
earlier.
okay. I must have seen wrong. I thought I saw the icon for the railgun, but yeah, it's also one of the a bit more slow shooter. Definitely slower than the kinetic gun, the plasma one. Wow, that's you got really lucky there. There's a lot of guns around you.
Yes, I just gotta choose. Okay, let's give the railgun a try here. I want to see how this works. Ooh, but that is a blaster level 3. Choices, choices, choices.
I know, right?
I'm gonna take that and just go destroy people. The highest level is 4, right?
Five actually.
5. Okay.
Yeah, I believe the laser one you found in the last game was a level 5.
It was,
Yeah,
and I guess that's pretty rare to say the least.
yeah, they're definitely the hardest to find. Um,
Okay, let's take this guy out. I do like the blaster,
yeah, the
but maybe that
blaster upgraded enough is got enough bullets in it to get rid of an enemy without healing in one single, let's call it like big cooldown cycle.
now is the railgun, like, if you find a full level railgun, is that similar?
Yeah, well, it always depends on what ship you have playing against you, right? If you're playing against a high HP ship, a high level railgun will still take more hits to keep, get rid of that than against a lower HP ship. That's just the way it works. So it kind of also depends on who you're fighting against. But overall, the general idea is higher level equals more damage. Um,
Yeah, I guess if I'm versing that big what you call it, that big ship, probably wouldn't work out too well.
Yeah, the Terrapin can take a couple railgun hits. Let's put it that way.
Blaster 2.
If you're looking for a lot of things, I would suggest usually there is randomness to this, but usually checking around the big center asteroid, which is not necessarily the most.
Is that
Um,
this one here
no,
or
that's right down. It's the big one. There you go. That one.
that one there? Okay, let's go. I want to find one of those. I want to change hyper thrusters to something else if I can. Now, are all these upgrades, like, are the spawn points fairly similar? Are they random?
So there's a lot of spawn points. a lot of spawn points. They are randomized. It'll be in chances are it'll be in completely different places, different times, and not only that, but also the quantity and quality of upgrades is to some degree random. You know, maybe in one game there is a level 5 of some gun, and in another game there's level 5s of other guns. I would suggest staying away from that thing you just passed by.
It looked like a
Um,
mine to me.
it is in fact a mine. Hence my suggestion of perhaps avoiding getting too close to it.
Okay, what do we have here? Oh, that's just a plasma bolt. I was seeing an icon I didn't see. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Level 3 railgun. Like, do the abilities have like different symbols for them? I see weapons have symbols, these upgrades have different symbols, so do the abilities?
Um, sorry, do you mean the abilities, the ones on your top right, or the hyper thruster?
The hyper thruster one, I should say.
Okay, so a lot of those are coming soon. There is a couple that are there. As far as I'm aware, they've gotten out of testing, I believe. Um, the they do have different icons for them and different text. They appear as text actually in the UI, but the map is big and it's not a lot of them. You might be fighting against luck here.
Yes, I think so. The other thing I was gonna maybe suggest as well is the ability to like, so if I find another railgun, to be able to combine it and level up my current railgun.
Let's see. So you mean a like a level 3 railgun with a level 3 railgun should give you a level 4 railgun kind of vibe?
Yes, yeah,
Okay, no,
exactly.
that is not something you can do at the moment. Albeit it does sound like an intriguing idea.
Because I'm just wondering, it'd be pretty sad. You just keep flying around and never finding that final upgrade that you're looking for.
Yeah, it is, at the end of the day, luck of the draw. Sometimes you get really lucky. It's happened to me that I've spawned and what feels like 100 meters later, which I can promise you is a lot further away than 100 meters, you find your dream gun in the game. And it's happened to me before that, on the other hand, it's tough luck sometimes.
Now, you said something about locking on. Does that essentially mean I'm in range? So right there, I locked on.
Yes, that is longer range than you used to be able to lock on. Therefore, you're in range. You can only lock on to a certain extent. It depends how in front of you they are. That's different with different guns, again, and all of that, as well as in the distance you can lock on at. It's much higher with a rail gun than with the kinetic gun, for example. But if you lock on, you can hit them. If you don't lock on, it means they're out of range. You can try shoot, but all you're gonna really achieve is just drop down that bar with your ammo count, or overheat as we actually call it. It's not technically ammo, and once you actually get close enough and you get into the fight, you're gonna be half your bullets down, and that's not gonna be an advantage for you, to say the least.
You gotta be pretty smart with how you're using it then.
Yeah.
But a good a little timbit there though, right? A good thing to know. If you lock on, when you see that cursor go in there, you know you're ready to shoot.
Yeah. If you lock on, you'll most likely hit them.
Gotta weed out some final guys. There's 5 left.
Yeah. And the find match lobbies game mode is effectively the same as this bot's game mode, just of course PvP against other players.
Mm-hmm. Let's hunt down, hunt down. There's 5 guys left. I like the railgun. The railgun kind of slaps.
Yeah, it hits real hard.
Wonder what a level 5 one would do.
A lot. I will answer that for you.
Because that guy died pretty much in 2 shots, so I can imagine here. Let us go. Now the other thing I'm thinking is are you gonna add possibly the ability to like track people easier?
Oh, yeah. So there's something that's actually kind of, um, we could almost say teased in the I was about to say trailer, in the tutorial, which is the map. The tutorial does actually talk about a map. That's because the tutorial was designed after this and all of that. But anyways, um, there is a map that is kind of there, but you don't have access to it. We're working on it. It's still in development, but it is something we've looked at. It actually used to be in the game, a map. We reworked it because there's complexities around communicating positions and stuff of the sort, and what is not a 2D space technically you would consider in a lot of games, especially FPS shooters. You kind of have a top-down view of what's happening. Here you're in a very open area, so you need a very smart way of showing maps to players, especially because it's very fast-paced situations where you might want to check a map and you don't really have the time to tap around a thing to rotate it and take a look at what's happening and all of that. So it is definitely something we have already technically looked into and are still looking into at the moment. So the answer to that is yes.
Cool. Well, I'm just noticing here that we are almost at the top of the hour. I was getting distracted playing here. Flippy, anything you want us to go over before we kind of wrap up here? I think we've touched on all the really, really big things, but anything like roadmap wise that people can look forward to in the near future, or
So I
other
think
upgrades?
I think I cannot comment at the moment on new announcements for content or features or stuff of the sort. But I think it looks very exciting. If anything, that's a bit of an exciting update, at least, maybe. And yeah, season 1's the main focus for now. Ensuring stability, players unlocking what they need to unlock when they have to unlock it, especially with terms regards to rewards and stuff of the sort. Seems to be pretty nailed down at the moment. So getting through season 1's the main focus. Then for season 2, that'll bring new things, new ideas, and a lot of goodies along with it. But if there is one thing that I would like to just clarify with regards to the season and the tournament, I guess, is if you click on Play Now and then check that, you will see that you have a leaderboard, a rewards, and a challenges tab. The rewards tab breaks down. You can scroll down if you'd like. The rewards you would get for placing on any position in the leaderboard. There's a description, of exactly what you got to do in order to get points to get there. There's a leaderboard of the current users. There's still way more than enough time if people play the game to make their way up there, either to the top or near the top. It's still very open. Challenges are a great thing to do as well to earn points. Those are things you do in game. They only track, this is an important thing to note, before people spend time trying to do these with bots and whatnot. You need to do these in multiplayer. they will complete and they will give you points. You will get a decreasing amount of points after 6,000, and an even more decreased after 12,000 in order to slow down the curve a bit of point gaining. But there is technically an endless point amount you could play up to. And it'll show you the multiplier there in the bottom right corner, as well as your progress through the kind of quest names and counters above it. So yeah, if anything, that's something we hadn't spoken about until now. Yeah, you can see your current standings, where where you are, how close you are to the person after and before you, and all of that.
Yeah, I'm seeing some familiar names here. Bird Brain, whatever it is, Juan. Just
Yeah.
looking. Some YGG tags. Looks like people are grinding out some stuff here. You're gonna have to get in.
Yeah, I've looked at that leaderboard grow from day one.
Well, Flippy, really enjoy you coming in here, dropping some alpha, and maybe not leaking as much as some of the community would have liked, but nice to know that things are cooking, that you've got to be tight-lipped, that you can't quite share it. So again, it's been a real pleasure having you in here, and hopefully we'll have you back on down the road when maybe some new features come available.
Thank you for having me.
Perfect. Well, guys, remember to sign up on YGG for the quests and then hop into Starvara, complete that tutorial, use that code so you can grind out the leaderboards, and then, battle it out in the game for some rewards and for your cut of that $10,000 rewards pool. And we will catch you next week for the next Hangouts or in-game itself. So cheers. Have a great weekend, guys. Ciao.